This is Sam Electric Ghost, and we're going to talk about the song Wanton HEX, which is a live performed Sam Electric Ghost, or PEG, performance that we did on Facebook Live in 2018. And it's a very interesting song because it's kind of like a heartbreak, uh, you know, your lover left you song. And so basically, Josephine Electric, my alter ego, who's the lead singer of Sam Electric Ghost to Peg, is talking how her lover put a wanton hex on their love. And it's kind of idea that, Josephine's a ghost. She's a phantasm. And, she fell in love with like a witch or a warlock. She doesn't really care what sex, she goes with. She's bisexual. And this person, in fact, is a woman that she had an affair with, and she feels like the person wasn't being honest, and they kind of just threw away the whole relationship because of a tiff or a minor argument. So say that there was say you're connected to somebody, and you know they miss a date. They stand you up. They miss an appointment, and then you get upset. So you kind of you go and you disconnect your Facebook because you're mad. So you basically you delete like a message stream on Facebook. You unfriend them because you're pissed off and you want to create like a reaction. Well, the person goes and decides because of that one thing, they're gonna just drop you and not deal with you again ever. And it seemed like if that person said that they really loved your music and they loved the you as a friend, how could they just break it up? Because why don't you just have a discussion? Why don't you have an argument? Why don't you talk out what has been upsetting you? And this person really, I think it was because we had some conversations where I went into some things, and the person wasn't being honest. The person was basically didn't like the fact that I was talking about the whole idea of Josephine Electric and how she is, bisexual, and how you could go kind of, you know, multiple ways with your sexuality, and maybe that caught this person off guard and they didn't like it, and they're actually a more religious person than they let on, and so they weren't being fully honest, and then it made them upset, and then they were trying to find a way to break out of the situation, and there was a whole, you know, maybe you don't know, but it was just a very painful situation because the person kind of drew Josephine in and made her feel that there was something there, that they had kind of flirted with Josephine. They had kind of said that they were like, her biggest fan, and then suddenly they were so easily able to just drop the whole thing, and that hurt a lot. And so this song comes from a lot of pain, and I'm kind of crossing between like what happened to me and what happened to Josephine figuratively, but we did this through Facebook Live. We used the Roll and Go mixer. We connected um, our Japanese Zoom R24. I'm driving my Uber, so for those of you that don't want to hear this kind of noise and stuff, become a supporter and help us out so we don't have to Uber. I'm stuck in a traffic jam, so I decided to do this call today for this podcast. But it's just interesting. I've got 18,000 listeners, and I only have one official supporter. So I'm just kind of putting out there again, if the fans who like the Ghost and listen to the show, if you could support us at the $1, the $4.99, or the $9.99, you could do it one time and then drop it off. You don't have to. You could subscribe and then cut the subscription. We're looking for some support. We did have to take down our Landar tracks, and we had those out there for a long time. We're in between jobs, and we couldn't keep our Landar subscription up. There's a bunch of music that we put out through Landar. It's probably over 300 songs that now are not on Spotify or Tidal or any other platforms. We do have all of our Bentley and Mojo Heads material and our SoundCloud material, but a lot of our Landar stuff is now down and taken down, and in the process of being taken down. So if those of you that like the Ghost and like to be able to listen to us, please become a supporter. This is not a plea, but please check it out. It would be very helpful. If we could get $40 is what we're looking for. We need like 4 people at $9.99, and probably 40 people at the or 20 people at the 40 people at the $1 level. Probably a little bit more than that because I don't think they give me the full percentage. So I'll probably double that. But we have 18,000 folks listening since 2018, so we could get 100 people to donate at some level. That would be very helpful to get our music back on the streaming services. Again, with this song, it was a Facebook Live performance. We like to do live electronic music because we had talked about before. there's a documentary about Moog where he talked about how music, his instruments are meant to be played live, not kind of like the way things are done today, where a lot of things are pre-recorded and run through a CDJ. And electronic music really goes back to Keith Emerson, the experimentation of the people in New York City using the original modular modes and some other synths that were the first synths out there, theremins, things like that, in Model 1s, Model 2s, and Model 33s and 55s, and later the mini Moog. But the original modular modes didn't even necessarily have keyboards. The original electronic musicians, they used the actual hardware workflow on these modular synths to create the bells and whistles and pops and things that you are kind of associated with electronic music. But we like to do a lot of strange modulation, what we call it, or expansive sound, with our analog synths, and then combine a digital synth like a Juno GI to play a piano. So we played a piano live on this track. We didn't wear our get-up. We actually have a video of this that's on our YouTube. We've been putting like little snippets of it on our Instagram. What we do on our Instagram is we put little snippets of videos that we create with different tools on our iPhone. We use a bunch of different apps to create visuals, that we create our own visuals with these apps, from photos that we take or photos that we manipulate, or art that we take and manipulate, and then create visual expansive art that goes with their visual expansive sound. So we're thinking at one point that we're going to put together an art book and put it out on our WordPress or our Facebook site, sell it. In addition, we're thinking that when we do live shows that we'd like to have some of our visuals actually go behind us. But when we get back to the song, it was a Facebook Live song. We used a roll and go mixer hooked up to the R24 to have a good line from our soundboard, which is the R24, right to the net. And we actually took that recording and brought it into Landar and mastered it, and then it actually was published as one of our Spotify recordings. It was like an album, but now it's been taken down. We do have the SoundCloud version of it, which we actually put onto an Anchor episode, this episode, so you can listen to the MP3 of this for free on Anchor. We'd also ask you to listen to it on SoundCloud. We are very excited about our Bentley records, which are out there, and they're doing well. We're also excited about our Mojo Head records. We still have some personal demons to betray, which is our EP that we put out, which has a remix by Buzzy, which is doing very well. The remix is actually doing a little bit better than the original recording, but that's why you collab. That's why we've done collaborations in the past to try to open it up to music. We're in the process of trying to see if we can get a song, "Dark of the Night," which we bleed on a playlist on Spotify. I think it's actually going to get accepted. We're also, working toward doing some more Facebook Live shows. We've been Ubering so much we haven't been able to do them, so we've been republishing older ones so that people can see what we did. Josephine Electric is now on Day Flash, and she's been putting up a bunch of art from the Ghost, from Peg. So check out Day Flash. There's a Fam Electric Ghost user that we've got a lot of stuff up on Day Flash, and we also have a lot of stuff on Josephine's site that we just started. Well, not a lot. We probably have like a handful, under 10 photos that we put up. We're probably going to be mirroring some of the photos that are on the Expansive Sound or Phantom Electric Ghost site on Day Flash. We would like everybody to, we're going to look into creating, updating our Patreon. We haven't really touched our Patreon in about a year, so that we can get things like paying our Landar fee, seeing if we can get people to send us to NAMM, so that we can do a podcast about, doing a build in the workshop. Because we've seen that Loop Pop goes to the Moog Fest every year, and he gets his Patreon supporters to have him do an episode of his YouTube show where he talks about how he, you know, built. Well, he didn't this year. He looked at the Spectra voice or Spectra Vox, which is the custom Moog that was at the workshop this year, which is a vocoder, and a full analog path vocoder that has like a very interesting variable state filter that like has like multiple filters. It's got multiple filters, like it's a multi-filter system, which is very different from Moog. We don't usually see that. Well, you see variable state filter on the Moog 1. They do have it. I think the Matrix does have the capability to do variable state or state variable. Um, so they're branching out from the original Mini Moog ladder filter into state variable filters, which I think Sonic State would be very happy about that because they were always kind of pushing Moog to do more than just a ladder filter, and now they've done that with the Matriarch, and they've done that with the Moog 1. Again, we think the brightest synth at the actual fest that they had this year, um, uh, now I'm forgetting it, there was a big thing in Germany. Now my mind is like blank, but there's a big festival um, that is done every year, and now I'm totally spacing on it, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. Where the instrument that we're really interested in is the Super Six, and it's from UDO. Now UDO at Super Booth 2019, the UDO Super Six is an amazing synth that uses uh, the new FGBA chips that allow you to do, I think, what Roland's been doing, what they call is analog modeling circuit behavior, where it allows you to take like a chipset and actually use it to replicate analog almost exactly, but then also have the ability to do things that you can't do with an analog synth, different type of workflows that are not possible with analog. And so this is a very hands-on, not per function synth, similar to the structure of a Jupiter 8 or 6, or what we see with Prophet synths with that kind of hardware flow. We've even seen it with, which I think is Roland's best not per function modern synth, which is the System 8. It's just that this UDO actually is more of a nod to the Jupiter 6 and 8 than the actual System 8. Because it actually has a look and feel that looks a lot like a Jupiter 6 or Jupiter 8, or even a Juno 106. And a lot of people have been dying to see that. We've seen Behringer put out their Deep Mind, which has somewhat of that structure, but not quite. It's kind of a Juno 106 structure, but it doesn't have the look and feel that this UDO has. And this UDO Super 6, I think, is one of the most amazing synths I've seen in a long time. I'm torn between it again and the Moog Matriarch, because the Matriarch is a beast. The Matriarch is a great synth. It's a 4 oscillator synth. We haven't seen Moog create something like that. Even going back to the memory Moog, I think it only had 3 oscillators. So this is the first time they put out a machine like this, and it's a $2,000 synth with 4 oscillators. And it's a fully it's a semi-modular, kind of based on the grandmother, kind of taking from like the mother 32, the DFAM, then you have the grandmother, now you have the Matriarch. The Matriarch is the top of the line. It's got a lot of capability that draws from the Model 55. It draws from the Bucket Brigade delay pedals, where it's full analog delay, and it's paraphonic, which means you can do 4-voice, 4-fingered playing on this machine, which, if you can't afford an $8,000 Moog 1 or $9,000 Moog 1, you finally get not a polyphonic, but a paraphonic multiple voice Moog, which people have been screaming for forever. And I know the grandmother can do paraphony. It can do maybe two if I understand. And even like if you go back to a sub 37, I think it can do like duophonic. But this is 4 note. Now we know if we get back to the UDO, I mean that's a 12 voice machine, and out there today there's 16 voice machines like the Mode One, there's 16 voice machines like the Core Prologue, and the Rev 2, and the Prophet X. So there's they have the OB6 with more of a 6 voice, and the Prophet 6, like I said, they got a 6 voice. So you can find some pure analog sound out there, and the Behringer D-Mine is a great machine. But I think with the sounds that you want to generate as an expansive sound player, which I think anybody that's doing expansive sound would be somebody that's using like modular synths. They're trying to do a lot of experimentation, or they're using analog synths like an OB6 or like a Rev 2 or Prologue or Moog, any of the Moogs that are out there. They're trying to do what Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and Genesis, and any of the great you know progressive rock, art rock bands. They're trying to continue that, and there are bands that do that. You've got Radiohead, you've got Wilco, you got Magua, you got The Cure is still out there, that are still pushing that type of synthesis, which I prefer that type of synthesis compared to those using soft synths and using computer-based synths, which I just don't really have a lot of love for, because I like the hands-on feel of using controlled voltage or not for function on a real synth with a real keyboard. It's a choice, and I understand there are those, just like in hip-hop, that aren't technical musicians that like to be able to use the computer to construct, and I would say those are producers, and there's some great producers. You go back to Bomb Squad, you go back to original hip-hop producers that weren't musicians per se, in terms of they didn't play guitar, they didn't play bass, they didn't play keyboard, but they became great producers. So there's nothing wrong with being a great producer. I just think that with all these the resurgence of hardware synths in the last 5 years, it kind of it's sad if you don't use a hardware synth and you use a software synth, because the hardware synths out there have such character that it really brings a lot to your palette and what you can do as a musician. So that's my soapbox. If you want to have a clearer sound to this podcast, so I don't do it while I'm on the road. Again, you want to hear our songs back on Spotify, like the 300 songs are going to get taken off. Help us get our $39 fee to get back all of our material from Lander back on all the streaming services. Become a supporter at $1.99, $4.99, or $9.99. Check it out. It's on. If you check out our Anchor podcast, you see there's a link to do that. Please check on it. It's a valid link. You're not going to get hacked. You can support us with your credit card. That'd be really cool. We don't like begging for money, but if you could check us out, that'd be really cool. Thank you very much.